Today's readings invite us into a place where faith is not passive, but persistent. We meet Jacob at the ford of Jabbok, alone and vulnerable, wrestling through the night with a mysterious figure. We hear Jesus tell a parable of a persistent widow who refuses to be ignored. And we're reminded by Paul to proclaim the message, whether the time is favorable or unfavorable. These are stories of struggle, endurance, and divine encounter. So let's begin with Jacob. He's on the cusp of reconciliation with his brother Esau. But before that, he must confront something deeper: his identity, his past, and ultimately God. In the dark of night, Jacob wrestles with a stranger who wounds him and then blesses him. He emerges limping but transformed. You shall no longer be called Jacob, but Israel. For you have striven with God and with humans and have prevailed. This is not a story with easy answers. Jacob doesn't win by overpowering his opponent. He wins by refusing to let go. I will not let you go unless you bless me, he insists. And isn't that the heart of faith? Not certainty, not perfection, but a refusal to let go of God, even when we're wounded, even when we don't understand. Jacob's limp becomes a mark of grace. It reminds us that divine encounters often leave us changed, not always in ways that we expect. Faith is not a straight path. It's a wrestling match. And sometimes the blessings come through struggles. Our psalm offers a counterpoint. Where Jacob wrestles, the psalmist watches. I lift up my eyes to the hills, he says. My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. It's a clear message of assurance, a reminder that God is our keeper, our protector. It's the kind of prayer we whisper when we're weary, when we need to remember that we are not alone. But notice the psalm doesn't promise a life without hardship. It promises presence. The Lord shall preserve you from all evil, not by removing every obstacle, but by walking alongside us. God watches over our going out and our coming in, not just in church, but in the messiness of our everyday lives. And in the gospel, Jesus tells a parable that echoes Jacob's persistence. A widow coming to an unjust judge, demanding justice. She doesn't have power or stature, but she has determination. And eventually, the judge relents, not because he's righteous, but because she refused to give up. Jesus uses this story to teach us about prayer. Will not God grant justice to his chosen ones who cry to him day and night? But then he adds a piercing question. When the Son of Man comes, will he find faith on earth? Faith in this parable is not quiet or passive. It's relentless. It's the widow knocking at the door again and again. It's Jacob refusing to let go. It's the preacher proclaiming the message even when the time is unfavorable. Paul's words to Timothy reinforce this. Proclaim the message, he says. Be persistent. There will be times when people turn away, when truth is inconvenient, when myths are more appealing, but the call remains the same. Endure, teach, encourage, rebuke, and carry out your ministry. So what does that mean for us? It means that faith is not just belief, it's action. It's wrestling with God in the dark. It's lifting our eyes when we're tired. It's persistently praying even when the answers don't come quickly. It's proclaiming the gospel in a world that often prefers comfort to truth. It means that our wounds, like Jacob's limp, can become signs of grace. That our weariness, like the psalmist's cry, can become prayers. That our persistence, like the widow's knocking, can move the heart of God. And it means that we too are called to be ministers of the world, not just from pulpits, but in our homes, in our workplaces, in our communities. We're called to be people who wrestle, watch, and wait, who refuse to let go of God even when the night is long. So let us be persistent, let us be faithful, and let us be bold. Amen.